Hey, I'm out here in this beautiful, I believe it's a 22-foot North River Seahawk. Nice boat, love the color. He's got it decked out, and Garmin, you're my hero, man. You're my hero. This took me from probably 7:30, and I'll be done probably about 12. I think I got everything synced in. I'm going to have maybe re-bleed your steering, though, for you on the main. I feel a little air in there. You can tell if you maybe look around every once in a while, you'll see a bunch of flies. I'm going to give you the weather and fire report. Anytime you see a ton of flies when you're on the water, or even when you're out when you just cross the ocean, but typically in the bay and jetty, if them flies, there's one right there, there's another one. When you get those flies, that means there's a fire in a 200-mile radius, like 100 miles, just keep going. So 200-mile radius like Eugene, we're out of North Bend, probably out of Gold Beach. I don't see any haze, but them flies are coming where there's no smoke and heat. And that's, if you see a ton of flies, you know there's a fire somewhere within or the radius of 200 miles. Just a little tidbit. We got a north to northwest wind going right now. So anyway, he added a reactor 40 to it and a CL5 gauge right here. So what we're going to do is get started with that. I'm going to go ahead and fire that motor up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to turn on his unit. He's got it on the accessory switch right here. And there, hit that on. And then I'm going to go ahead and power up your autopilot as well. And I'll turn on your radio. There you go. And that's just, of course, clear. There you go. Channel 13. We'll just scan it. There you go. Okay. So now we're letting that go up. Now right here, used gallons. This could be, there was an 80-gallon set on this. So I presume it was full. So next time you fill this thing up, make sure you get into this trip right here and reset all these numbers. And that should get this thing to read again. God dang, engine shutting down. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just hit OK and configure and get out. Okay, so anyway, reset this, and the same thing when you get into your unit here, like nav info, Titan currency tracks. Okay, you go back right up into here, go home, gauges right here, trip, reset all this. Maybe go back to this, go back into engine, and then you can go back into here, menu, fill up all tanks. I hit that. Then you know this gauge is going to be accurate. Okay. So right now, if you go to engines, you do have this function. Here's your fuel flow. How many? So it said 80. I burned almost a gallon of gas, but I've been on the kicker. There's your trim indicator right there. That works. Then you go back into here, fuel flow, get into here, and here's your oil pressure, volts, pounds of pressure, and then you got your temperature. And DEC, you won't get your reverse, neutral, and forward because it's not DEC. And you have an engine function light that does come on here. I'll tell them guys about that. Menu, gauge setup, go into here, engine selection, set gauge status alarms. I'm going to go off, go back. Yeah, there you go. And then you can turn that off. See how I turn that off right there? So go gauge setup, status alarms on. See a sensor malfunction, 6L. I'm going to leave that there. Configure. There you go. So that should take care of that. See, you still got your engine light that comes up. So I'm going to write that down right here. It's not a big deal. I can turn that off, but you do want that to come on. That's just telling you your 6Y gauge right here is talking to that. Trip is right here. Device systems and stuff like that. That tank's trim. I did all that so you don't have to get into that. Go over here. You got miles per gallon. You got gallons per hour. Your voltage, your trim. I said all that. You do not have VST, variable trim, VTS sensor. That's when you put it in gear and you can go up to 1,000. You DEC and these VMAXs don't do that. So anyway, go home back in here, gauges. I didn't mess with any of your settings in here because I know how people are there, but I did add a page here for you. Autopilot is right up here, so you can have your autopilot, or you can go home, so you can control everything up here as well. But right now I'm going to just run this one, go home. Let me see, combos right here. Yeah, them flies are bad. So now I got my map, autopilot, sonar, and digital data over here. 89, 88, so your headings are correct. And I can tell you, because I should be 63 degrees through that railroad trestle. So right about there. 65, them flies are getting terrible. 66, 65 degrees. So from right here, 65, 65. So I know I'm calibrated just right on the degrees. So then here your speed works, you got full fuel, trim works. Okay, so now we know all that works. So now what we're going to do, now what you want to do is make sure that motor's straight back and all the way down. Then what you can do is trim that kicker down. These flies are terrible. Okay, fire it up. Okay, here's what I do sometimes, is I line it up. Now say I want to do auto guidance. Home, I'm going to go into charts. Let me see. Yeah, you definitely got air in there. Home, combos. Ah, damn it. These flies suck. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten that motor up. I'm going to go ahead and engage it right here. So now I'm on heading hold. Now if I want speed, and I'm going to go up into here. Now I want to go over 10 degrees. See, at 79, 69. Now if I want to go individual, 1, 2, go to 65 degrees. That should take me through that bridge. And then here you got a fishing chart on both of these. If you wanted to change this, like say right here, stop panning. God dang, I'm telling you, them flies suck. Stop panning, that brings you back. Go up to here, menu, navigation chart. Let's go into here. Layers, chart, off, land POS off, service point, active cabin depth, navigate restricted areas, we'll leave that alone. Back, quick draw, we want that off on this one. Go back. Ah, gee, many. See how I got rid of all that? But if you want that, then you have to turn that back on, because now if I go home, I go to charts, you go to navigation charts, your quick draw isn't up there. But I'll turn that back on for you when you want it, but I don't want to see that right now. So all you have to do is go to get it back to where you at, you go to menu, you just hit layers, and you hit quick draw. Okay? So there you go back. So now what I'm going to show you here, then combos here. So now we're on here. I can sit here, but now it's going to draw it. But okay. So now what I'm going to do is make a auto guidance trail right here. So boom. Okay, right there. And then you can navigate to auto guidance. And it says start navigating, and it's going to say, do you want autopilot to engage? Hit engage. And there we go. It's going to take us right there, and then it's going to turn us. There's my buddy Stater. So now it's going to turn here. Now, if I'm here and I want speed, I just hit this button here. I bring this back to here, just into gear. Now I can adjust my speed right here, just by this plus and minus. And see, now it's going to take me on that course. Now this is what's nice about Garmin. Now say I want to go back to here, autopilot. Now same token, this is going to go down. I want to go over 10 degrees. But now, hey, I want to follow my route. Now I put myself on a heading hold, right? So menu, follow route. That'll take me right back on the route. And you can look at it right here. It'll tell you how much off course you are. I'm off 10 degrees, which you can't go by too much here because I'm on this. Is trying to make the course. So we're at 582 feet, 503. So back. And then if we go back into charts, navigation charts, and it's going to tell me right here, right, I'm off 5. Now right here, that's seeing it saying it's 6, 10, 9, because I'm going in a straight line. I can actually go back to here and go to response time, and I can set that down. Let's go back to normal. And then that should slow this thing down. So this little indication in this light here should match up. So now I'm off course to the right, 476, 494, 514, 423, 438, 456. Now I'm going to make it turn pretty quick. So I'm going to see what it will do. So now if I want to stop that route, I just go like here. Now say this little circle right here. That was my last one. So I can hit the circle. Now what I can do is actually manually speed this up. So now it's going to take me on a circle right here. And then if I'm going to stop panning, put that back in here. And then I'm going to leave that route in there. Well, actually, I can get rid of that route. Stop navigation. Yes, I'm going to save that. Okay. So now I'm doing a circle. Now if I want to go back here, go to home, go to autopilot, there you go. You can see it here, and then I can do the speed right here. And then if I want to pattern steer, I can either use this one or this one down here. And then what I'm going to do is when I get over here, I'm going to engage heading hold. Again, I can do it from here too. I can just go here, engage heading hold here, or I can go right here. Now it's going to hold that heading right here. Now say I want to do a U-turn. Pattern steer, U-turn, port. And you want to slow it down a little bit on a U-turn, because it will throw it into a hydraulic pump failure if you try it. This motor probably wouldn't do it. See how we're doing a U-turn? And then this can be back all the way here, like I say. When I do the U-turn, it'll just go in a straight line. And then heading hold again. So do it from there, and this. So then what you do here is you just hit this button right here. Get that on. See, now it's going to line up here, and it should hold that. And if it, say it doesn't, you can always go into menu, response time. I got it on normal. So if you start going back and forth, you need to speed it up or slow it down. 262, 62, we're fine. So now you can do a zigzag turn. Let me see, zigzag, Williams, circles, U-turns on that. So now what I can do is I turn that on. Now hit this menu button right here. It's on heading hold. This button here goes 10 degrees, 252, 252. Now if I want to go 1 degree over, 251, 250, and that lines me up with the range markers, straight up, the orange ones. So I know I'm on the money, probably 245. That just gives me 245. And that should line me up right straight ahead where those range markers are. So perfect. Now, if I want to do a circle or U-turn, I can do it from here. Like hit this one, it says circle, it tells which way. I'm going to go back over that way. See how circle, circle. Speed is here. See how I'm slowing it down? You can see it right here. Then I can speed it up. There it went up to 4. Went up to 5. And then I want to just engage heading hold. And then it'll just heading hold. Now this would do a follow route, zigzag. These are pre-programmed. And I set all this up for you. 63 degrees, that's about right. So we're going to go 65. Since I'm off course, because 63 is if I was over there. So now, if I want to point and shoot, like I want to go over that way, I just go up here, this one right here. Okay, just go like here, point. See how it moved it way over? And then if I want to go over that way, I point over here. So point and shoot. Speed up, go down. Or I can go like this. So I can do this or do that on speed. If I want to cancel, I just hit that button. And let's see how it's doing on holding this course. 84. 84. And then if I go back home, I go to charts. 84. 84. So then I want to go over 10 degrees. That puts me to 74. About right. We get 74. 64 would put me right over there. So 74, 74. And then if you want numbers over here, all you have to do is go menu, edit overlay, overlay number, show top bar, navigation at bottom bar, edit layout, navigation insert, chart setup, detailed most, got that, back. So 74, let me see what this is, GPS, 72, 74, that's right on the money. So we go back into here, go to navigation, go to heading, 74, 74. So hit that over to 70, that gives you 170. And right, about right, 65 would take me through. So that's about all she wrote. Pretty damn close. So I'm going to go over, let me see, 67. See where 67 will take me. Yep, okay, we got her. All right, so I guess if you have any questions, give me a call, but everything's set up the way it should be. Now I'm going to go back and change yours back to what you had it. Fishing chart right here. Let me see how you got your fishing chart set up. And you got quick draw on that as well. So you could just go to that screen and leave your other one alone if you wanted to, basically. So we'll go back. We go to navigation chart. And again, menu, you put chart setup back. quick draw contours.